because this channel is all about being real and transparent with you guys. I'm gonna share with you my most shameful financial behavior. Hello guys, and welcome back to Leah's Field Notes. Today we're doing another real talk episode, and this one is all about shmoney. How I make that bread, how I bake that bread, how I rise that bread. Yes, we're going into all of it because we want that bread to work for itself, honey. So this video is going to be in two parts, starting off with my 4 golden rules of finance and then following up with answering your Q&A questions from Instagram. So here are the 4 tips that helped me the most. Golden rule number 1. This is only something that I started to do very recently, thanks to Lacey Phillips to Be Magnetic workshops, and that is examining my emotions when it comes to money. And I don't mean my current feelings around money, but really deep diving into my childhood to look at how my perceptions of money were cemented. And you can do this by asking yourself a ton of journaling prompts, such as what was your parents' relationship with money between the ages of 0 and 14? What was their jobs? What was money used for in your family or community? Was it purely for survival or external validation? Was it for manipulation or control? All of these questions really help us to have a deeper understanding of why we behave the certain ways we do when it comes to money. And the question that helped me the most was, what is the most shameful thing someone could find out about your finances? And where in your childhood did you first witness this or see it modeled to you? Prior to doing this unblocking money workshop, I honestly did not even realize I had a financial flaw, because this channel is all about being real and transparent with you guys. I'm gonna share with you my most shameful financial behavior, and that is the reluctance of letting go of money, even when I know that's going to do myself good. For example, my laptop. It took me so long to just buy a new laptop with more RAM so I could edit faster. And this is something for my job that I actually need. It's literally something that will benefit me and that I can afford. Yeah, I have so much trouble just going and making that purchase because I feel so much guilt and shame surrounding it. And at first I didn't really understand where I got this behavior because neither of my parents exhibit this type of pattern. But when I asked myself, where did this behavior begin, or where did I first see it being modeled to me? And that was when I thought back about when we first immigrated to Canada and it was just my mom raising me alone. I realized that my earliest memories surrounding money always came to saving it and spending as little as possible. This wasn't ever told to me explicitly, but because we were always shopping deals at grocery stores for clothing, discount racks, it kind of just like subconsciously became embedded into my childhood brain. And so it instilled in me the behavior to save my money rather than spending it. And you think like, oh, this is actually a really helpful thing to have, but it actually made me develop a scarcity mindset when it came to money. So rather than a mindset of abundance where you can see that there's money all around us and many ways of making money, I felt a lot of stress, guilt, and anxiety when it came to it. So I see it most negatively impacting me when it comes to career, because there's times when there's sponsorships that offer to me, and because they're presenting me this large sum of money, it's really hard for me to say no. And this happened a lot when I first started doing YouTube with fast fashion companies. They would offer me money to do a haul, free clothes, and I'd just get like so excited by this opportunity that I'd say yes without realizing it doesn't even align with my moral compass. So having realized this, now it makes it so easy to say no to opportunities that I do not align with. And by doing so, I'm actually creating a space to have opportunities that I truly align with and love. So basically, don't get lost in the sauce. And by sauce, I mean money. Do not lose yourself in the pursuit of money to fill a void, whether that's for external validation, materialistic goods, or just for fear of not having enough. Because when you say no to these opportunities that you do not align with, you're actually creating space and you're sending a message to the universe, to the people around you. You want more and you want better opportunities that actually line up with the person that you are, because you're making it really clear what you're all about. Tip number 2 is a little bit more obvious, but I'm going to share with you the ways that I do this, and that is to lower your expenses. So when it comes to food, I always shop what is on sale, because usually that's also what is in season, and it's a really good way of keeping your diet on rotation. Plus, you challenge yourself to cook with ingredients that you might not usually ever cook with, and for me, it's totally leveled up my cooking skills, which leads me to the tip of dining in. I don't even have Uber Eats, Foodora, no food delivery app, because when you learn to cook for yourself at restaurant level to a point where you enjoy your own food more than what you can buy outside, it is a complete blessing and it will save you so much money. So spend some time watching some YouTube cooking channels or TikTok recipes and level up those cooking skills. When it comes to saving money on shelter, remember that there's no shame in living at home. I spent about half my university time living at home, and it was a really nice opportunity to build on my relationship with my mom. If that's not an option for you, living with roommates is also another thing that I've done a lot of. It's actually a lot of fun. You'll always have people to cook with, watch movies with, or what you can also do, like what I've done, is move to a cheaper city. So after finishing school in Toronto, I moved to Montreal because obviously my partner's here, but the cost of living is so much lower. I pay probably like a half, third, maybe even quarter of the rent that I would if I wanted the same thing in Toronto. And honestly, that improves my quality of life so much because I'm not under so much financial pressure. And then of course, when it comes to clothes, thrift that shit, upcycle, trade with your friends. And for entertainment, you can watch movies for free, borrow books from the libraries, work out with friends, or you can join my Saturday morning live streams where I work out with my friends on Twitch. Or you can just spend more time in nature, like put on a podcast, take a walk in the woods. And then when it comes to your phone bill, lower that shit, baby. Seriously, your life will be better when you spend less time on your screen. So you can even consider pay-as-you-go, or I get this $15 add-on plan for my mom's phone plan, which doesn't give me a phone number, but does give me 3 gigs of data, which is plenty enough for me to do iMessage, Zoom, calls. Golden rule number 3, avoid lifestyle creep. Lifestyle inflation, what is it? A lot of times when people start making more money, they also tend to spend more money, which diminishes the amount that they're actually saving because they start spending more on luxury vacations, upgrading their home, buying bougier brands, eating out more. Of course, you can do all these things within reason, but if you find that this is a big issue for you, definitely spend more time in golden rule number 1, journal to figure out what void that these materialistic possessions might be trying to fill. And the best way to avoid this completely is to set your extra paycheck or gifts that you get aside, whether that's to pay off your debt, or for me, I like to put that money into my investments to save up for the things that I really truly want in life. So what are some of my financial goals, you may ask? I would love to buy a house one day that has enough space for a big vegetable garden to grow my own food. I'd love to start a cafe or maybe bed and breakfast someday that I can invite all of you guys to bring this online community to a real life space. Others could be to save money for a wedding, for your child's education, or simply just to save for retirement because we all just want to chill out and live life doing what we love with no financial pressure. And this leads us to golden rule number 4, invest your money. You need to let that money work for you because if you just let it sit in the bank, it is going to rot away, honey. The cost of living is rising every single year. Back then, there were things that existed such as a penny shop. You could go into a store and buy anything you want for a penny. Nowadays at the dollar store, you can't even buy something for $1. I bought an outlet expander the other day for $6 at the dollar store. What's the dollar store gonna be when I'm 50? The $20 store? Like, I only started investing in the stock market about a year ago because one of my guy friends started doing it and I was like, okay, if he can do it, I can do it too. I always understood the concept of investing in the stock market, compound interest, but I did not know where the hell to start. Like, where is the fucking gate? Where's the entrance to this world of investing? So I decided to sit down and really spend some time learning about investing into the stock market. I opened an account on an online brokerage, but oh my fucking god, it was literally the most clunky design disaster I've ever seen in my life. Even the language that they used was so inaccessible to beginners. It really felt like these powerful financial tools were being gatekept by some people. Because, you know, not everyone has a daddy who works on Wall Street or parents who can afford extremely expensive private brokerage investors. So my UX design brain was like, no, we need to find a solution. I decided to design my own stock investing app in my advanced prototyping class to make investing accessible for everyone. And this is when I came across the sponsor of today's video. Like, I cannot believe how full circle this went. I'm so excited to introduce you guys to one of the most accessibly designed leaders of financial technology, and that is Robinhood. And they know that investing is confusing, which is why they created Robinhood Learn. And on this website, you can find beginner's guides like how to approach investing in your 20s, to articles on current market situations, and they also explain explain confusing stock trading lingo in a super clear way. Plus, they also have Robinhood Cash Management, which is an amazing way to earn a solid 0.3% interest on your uninvested cash, and you get a debit card that gives you access to 75,000 ATMs. And the best part is that there are no commissions. So I highly encourage you guys to check it out and start empowering yourselves financially. So I'll leave their link down below for a super painless, easy sign up. Plus, you will get your first stock for free. To all of you who need a little extra encouragement, because I know a lot of you guys are intimidated, know that you can start small. You do not need thousands of dollars to begin investing. And your money is actually going to work harder for you over time. You can start depositing a small amount each week or each month. Think about the amount that you might spend on a new piece of clothing or how much you spend on Uber Eats. Put that into your investments. And when I was doing my research, one of the craziest things I came across, that women feel so much less confident when it comes to investing. A lot of them felt like they needed more money to start, despite having a similar income level to these men who were already investing. And the craziest part of what the research shows is that women actually outperform men when they do invest. That's right, baby. Because they tend to have a more long-term perspective, they save more, and they do less transactions, which all contribute to higher returns over time. So my next actionable steps for you guys are to start small, start opening up conversations about finance with your friends, your family members, and especially with other women. 3 is to get educated, because by getting help and educating yourself, that in itself is the best way you can invest in your own financial literacy. And of course, start sooner than later, because your money is going to work for you harder over time. Okay, now that we have these 4 golden rules set aside, let's start answering some of your Q&As.